We had technical difficulties, but we're back here. Football Reporters Week 14, 15.
It's crazy.
2 weeks left.
2 weeks left, yeah.
And it's the last week we're doing it probably in this room.
Probably.
Yeah, well, actually, no, yeah, it is.
Well, yeah, because we'll see what room we have to go to for next
semester.
Because we'll be back to preview the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I will be continuing the show.
Yeah.
I don't know if you will be. I don't know.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
Depends.
But that's a discussion to have off.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's start here. Week 14, Kansas City and Oakland. This is by far Derek Carr's worst game as a pro.
Oh, yeah.
Here, he was 17 of 41, 117 yards, no touchdowns, no picks, but only just a bad game, not accurate.
No, that finger injury's come back to bite him in the ass in the worst way. At the worst possible part of the season, too. That bumped him down from second to fifth in the AFC now.
Yep.
Crazy.
And think about it, Kansas City did not want to win this game.
Nope.
The biggest play of this game is actually, I think, King.
Marquette King, yeah.
Well, let's put it like this. After a penalty, you're supposed to kick it out of bounds. Because all your guys are all tired. It's a general rule. You don't kick it right to the guy.
You don't kick it right to him, and he did.
Yep, and he ran all the way back towards scoring a touchdown.
Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
Unbelievable game. Mm-hmm. He had one return in one receiving touchdown. He had 2 returns and.
Yep.
I forget how many returns he had for touchdowns. I think he had 1.
Well, this game, yes. But in this case,
I thought he had 2. I thought he had 2 in this game.
Kansas City won basically on defense.
He did look. Tyreek Hill looked like he was going to break out at least a couple in that game.
A defense, special teams effort, and they continue. To be on this great home winning streak. And here's the thing about the Kansas City Chiefs. They play the game. They're conservative. They play defense. They play to their strengths because they don't really have much on offense.
No. No. Maclin's been in and out of the lineup all season long. Travis Kelce, 101 yards receiving, but the past couple of weeks, he's been, for most of the season, even though he does have 916 yards of the season, it's very quiet.
Well, he's had
16 yards.
He's had a good couple of games, 241 yards. So
he's been invisible for most of the season, though.
Yeah. But I think, in terms of, they win, they play defense, and they win.
Oh, yeah.
And Kansas City's really their best shot is to get home field advantage.
Yeah, they can. I don't think they can win the road.
No, I don't think they can win in New England.
Exactly.
Here. If the Patriots have to travel out there, whole different story.
Yeah.
Brady has bad numbers against Kansas City. Especially in Arrowhead. I think that's the one city he hasn't won yet, or he has 1 win total.
Yeah, I don't think he has very many wins in Arrowhead.
No. But good win for the Chiefs.
A bad loss for the Raiders.
And a bad loss.
Bad loss, bad game. They basically played to lose in that game. With how many costly mistakes they made.
Yep.
They had at least two drives in the red zone because of mistakes by the Chiefs.
Yep.
And I think they wound up with 1 field goal.
Yeah, they couldn't punch in.
They could have easily blown that game wide open at that point. Because the Chiefs were making mistakes early on in that game, and the Raiders were making them pay for it. So now, Cincinnati and Cleveland.
Cleveland is 0-13. Tyler Eifert had 2 touchdowns, was really good in this game. Arthur Griffin III only had the 1 lone touchdown, the rushing touchdown, but he still played all of them.
He still played bad.
Cleveland's 0-13. Now, here's the question. Can they run the rest of the table and go 0-16? I think it's a very real...
I think they can.
And they will. They have...
Yeah. As in terms of, if you put both of those teams side by side, the Detroit Lions team that won 0-18, and this Cleveland team that is about to go...
Detroit's worse.
Detroit's much worse because they had just Calvin Johnson. That was it. They had Megatron his rookie year, and that was it.
Here's what they have, right? They had the last-ranked defense and they had the last-ranked offense.
Yeah.
They're statistically worse.
Meanwhile...
They're not the worst team of all time. That still goes to the early Bucks.
Yeah. I mean, Cleveland's an awful team, but they have pieces like a Joe Thomas or a Joe Hayden and a Terrell Pryor.
Yep.
And, Cody Kessler played really good at times.
Yep.
Isaiah Crowell is a good running back. I mean, they have the pieces. Corey Coleman's an electric young wide receiver too. They have the pieces for the future. This team is much, much better than the Lions team that went 0-18 because the Lions team just had Calvin Johnson.
Yep. All right, so so Cleveland loses again, 0-13. They need a quarterback. They're gonna probably should draft one.
Buffalo, San Diego, and Pittsburgh. They close up the season with that.
San Diego's the most likely loss, but I'm still taking the Chargers. I'm still taking the Chargers.
And I don't think they can.
Denver
do it.
Upset. I think I called this last week. Tennessee upset Denver, 13-10. And we were talking about the dirty hit by one Harry Douglas.
Oh, Harry Douglas, yeah.
Any word on Chris Harris? Is he hurt or?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything on him.
No. But the biggest noise coming out of this was from Keith Talib. I'm going to beat his ass. He said, and I quote, I have a same agent. When I see him, I'm going to beat his ass.
Just a, horrendous game by Denver.
Yeah.
That is a really bad football team who would be 10-2 if they had Tony Romo as their quarterback.
They don't have a running game.
They don't. That's their issue. Their running back is on the shelf for the rest of the season.
Their running backs are Justin Forsett, who's on his third team this year.
Yep.
And Dontel Booker.
And Devontae Booker, who regressed ever so slightly.
Yeah, well, without C.J. Anderson, the number one running back, is going to be tough. And Simeon, he's played well, over 300 yards, but they just couldn't punch it in the end.
He's not going to be the long-term option for this team.
No. They're obviously going to draft. They need to draft a quarterback.
They have Paxton Lynch. I mean, they just drafted Paxton Lynch, but I think he still needs a little bit more time. The knock on him coming out of college was that he just wasn't ready.
No.
And it looks like it when he plays because he's just terrible.
Yep.
So I think get a year with Tony Romo, and then because I think Tony has one more year left on his contract.
Yeah. Mariota probably had his worst game as a pro. 6 for 20, 88 yards. No picks. No turnovers on the game. But
just 6 times. Jeez.
Yeah, and here's the thing: the team's still winning, and I think he was potentially going to be an MVP candidate. Not anymore, but
no,
like the team.
Really bad.
Yeah, they can make the playoffs. They're 6-6. They can still make the playoffs.
7-6 now with that win.
Yep. Let's see here. Next up is Pittsburgh, who Ben Roethlisberger had probably really terribly.
Oh, had easily one of his worst games as a professional, easily.
17 for 31, 220 yards, 3 interceptions, no touchdowns.
And the two defending Ben here, it was snow.
Yeah.
It is we know it as Patriots fans, and Steelers fans know this too. It's very difficult to play in the snow.
Yeah.
You can't catch the ball, and you only have a run game. And if you have a running back like Le'Veon Bell, you're good to go. And I mean, Shady McCoy had a bad game, but still, Shady McCoy is still an elite running back.
Still got touchdown out of it, right?
Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell, 38 times he rushed the ball, 236 yards, Steelers record, and 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
If you had him in fantasy, this is the fantasy playoffs now.
Almost 40 points.
47.
47. I thought it was almost 50.
Almost 50. But
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Sammy Watkins got his first touchdown of the season.
And I heard this statistic, but when I was watching a pregame show, I think it wasn't Fantasy Football Live. It was I think it was NFL Game Day Morning. Mm-hmm. They said that LaShawn McCoy, the last time he played in the snow, he was at the Eagles. He rushed like 270 yards.
Yep.
This game he only had 27 yards rushing.
But
he also did 81 yards receiving.
Yep. So I'd say good one for Pittsburgh because now they're definitely now in charge of their own destiny in these last 3 games, and they definitely have an easy schedule in the last 3 games. Yeah.
I think they can run the table and win it here.
They have Cincinnati, Baltimore at home, and then they have Cleveland.
They look like shit for a good period of time.
Yep.
And now they've turned it around.
Yep.
And I think that now we'll get to it, but I think they run the table now in this division right now with that.
Yep.
What happened.
We'll get there. We'll go there.
Yeah.
Arizona and Miami. Nobody wanted to win this game in the first quarter. There's 5 turnovers in the first quarter.
Just a bad.
Yep.
Carson Palmer just continues his dreadful season.
Yep.
The numbers don't look all that terrible. 20 touchdowns, 13 picks, 3,376 yards. But watching him play out there, he looks old and he looks slow.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a couple of times where this season, at least 5 or 6 times this season, where he's, had a terrible completion to pass attempts to completions number. It's looked bad.
Yep. So the Dolphins have a 23-9 lead going into the fourth quarter, and they almost blew it.
Yep.
Game's tied, and then Miami loses their starting quarterback. Ryan Tannehill has a sprained.
It's sprained, not torn.
Nope.
Still over the season though. So that puts a huge damper on their playoff run.
Yep.
And I think now with the loss of Tannehill, who's a very good quarterback. I would say very good, but good quarterback.
I would say he's an okay quarterback with very nice athletic skills.
Solid.
Better than Matt Moore.
Yeah, exactly.
Better than Matt.
With Tannehill, the way that Tannehill was playing in the past number of weeks,
yep.
I thought they could make the playoffs. I even said it, but now with the loss of their starting quarterback,
I don't think they will.
It's not. This team is not going to make the playoffs. Yeah.
It's really just down. I think it's down to really 2 teams. That's like for that last wildcard spot. It's going to be Denver, or it's going to be whoever. It's either going to be Pittsburgh or Baltimore.
Yeah.
Because other than that, I think everyone else.
Yeah. I don't think Oakland or Kansas City will be in a wild card spot if either of them.
Well, I don't know. I think Kansas City's probably going to win the division.
Yeah. Either way, I think Oakland.
And Oakland
will
make it, right? Oakland's going to. I think Oakland.
Either way, that what the winner of the division or not the winner of the division, they're making the playoffs. Either way.
Yeah, the 5th wild card spot.
Yeah.
I personally think that that it's either going to be the last wild card spot is really down to 3 teams. It's down to Denver. It's down to Pittsburgh or Baltimore. Whoever doesn't win that division might get that final spot. Washington defeated the Eagles 27-22. Kirk Cousins had a big pick 6.
Yeah.
Right? Who was that to? Who was that to? Jenkins?
Was it to Jenkins?
I don't remember.
It was McKelvin.
I heard it on the radio on the way to.
Yeah, it was McKelvin.
But yeah, good win for the Redskins because they lost 2 straight. And they really need to get back on track and stay in the playoff hunt with Tampa and everybody else.
And future Eagle Deshaun Jackson had a massive game.
1 catch for 8. Well, he had 80.
With that one massive catch.
The 80-yard
touchdown. But in my personal opinion, I think Deshaun Jackson really wants to go back.
Yeah.
In the offseason, you'll be seeing this very early that Deshaun Jackson will be going back to the Philadelphia Eagles because they need him now more than ever. And I think it was like Howie Roseman.
Yeah.
Not, of course, you're not saying it out loud, but there are sources that said that Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie will be going after Deshaun Jackson hardcore.
If I was the Eagles, I wouldn't touch Deshaun Jackson in 10 football. Injury prone, yes, but at the same time, fragile, older.
Yeah,
I'd rather draft young. I'd rather stick with the rebuild and draft young. Anyway, so good one for Washington.
That was a good game by Carson Wentz too. He threw a pick, but 314 yards, 32 of 46. I mean, not terrible numbers, but still, he's hit that rookie wall, and he was started out on fire, and he smashed into that rookie wall. Yep. It wasn't like it was slowly building. He smashed right into it.
So they're half a game back from the wild card spot behind Tampa because of that tie. They eliminated the tie.
Are the Eagles eliminated officially now, or are they still?
No, they're still in. There's only
There's no way in hell they're making the playoffs, though.
I'll take a look here. I don't think any team was eliminated this week. Actually, there was 2 teams eliminated this week: the Rams and the Bears.
Yep.
That was it.
That was
Philly. If they lose next week, then they're out officially.
So they have 1 more week left.
Pretty much. Yeah. I should put that in quotations. Contention.
Yeah.
All right. Houston defeated Indy 22-17. The Colts had, I think, Gator Luck had a bad game, 2 picks.
He threw some really bad pick at the end of the game.
Yeah. And Houston pulls out the win out of the skin of its teeth. Somehow.
Don't know how. Brock Osweiler didn't even have a touchdown. Lamar Miller had that touchdown.
Yep.
And Lamar Miller, again, he didn't have very many touchdowns until halfway through the season.
Yeah.
But he put up some big yardage numbers. He's got over 1,000 yards in the season now.
Yep. So I think it's a good win for Houston. I think that kind of dampers the hopes of Indianapolis and their playoff hopes.
Yeah. They needed to win that game to even stay really in the fight for the division.
It's a two-team race. It's Houston and Tennessee. And I think they face off in Week 17.
And there is some news from
yes, they do.
Vikings camp. Adrian Peterson is back at practice this week.
All right.
So they're bell cow back. Maybe they'll get some. I don't know when he'll play, but with the Vikings still in the hunt, in the playoff race right now currently, and a very bad NFC North. It's up. If they get Peterson back, that's massive.
Yep. Carolina defeated San Diego 28-16. The game were two teams that really don't matter.
Yeah.
Cam Newton, he had a touchdown in the pick, only 160 yards passing. I think he had a rushing touchdown too.
I think he did.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. He was down the 1 yard line.
Yep. Phillip Rivers now leads the league in interceptions with 17. It's because there's no one around it.
Yep.
Absolutely no one around. I feel bad for Phillip Rivers. He's stuck on a bad team. A really bad team.
They don't know what they're doing.
No.
Every single year, one of the players gets hurt. They'd be in contention in this division had they had a competent wide receiver out there.
Keenan Allen.
Exactly. Stevie Johnson, they lost before the season started. Then 1 and 2 receivers were gone.
Melvin Gordon got hurt as well.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon got hurt.
Is there any word on that?
I haven't heard anything about it. Not yet.
Yep.
But, it's so... Had, Gordon stayed healthy, and had they had Allen and Stevie Johnson for the whole season, this team would look different.
I think they would be contending for the playoffs.
They would be contending. It's a two-team race at the top of the division.
Yep.
But they definitely be challenging for that wild card spot. But since they don't have those, when you lose Stevie Johnson before the season even starts in August, that's tough. That's your number 2 receiver. And what was it? A game into the season?
Keenan Allen towards ACL.
A game or two into the season, you lose.
First game in. And then they lost Danny Woodhead the next week. And then they lost DJ Fulker, their starting tackle, the next week.
Yep. See, you lose those people, especially a stud like Keenan Allen, in the first game of the season.
Yep.
That's not good. Mm-hmm. Your team is not going to succeed if your stud receiver can't stay healthy.
So speaking of injuries, the team that's been probably the most devastated by injuries this season is the Minnesota Vikings.
Next to the Chargers.
They won, actually. They actually did win against the pitiful Jacksonville Jaguars. But I think this is should be the end of one Gus Bradley.
It definitely should be.
Because
without a shadow of a doubt, this should be the end of Gus Bradley's tenure. Get a competent coach on that fucking sideline.
John Harbaugh.
I don't think he'd go there. Anyone but Jeff Fisher. I do not want Jeff Fisher. Because knowing Dave Caldwell and Shad Khan, they go for the worst coach in NFL history.
Do we misinterpreted the rules here? We understand.
I just want someone who can teach Blake Bortles how to throw a football properly. Not to the other team, because that's not what you're supposed to do as a football player.
It's probably his best game of the season. 23 of
15 picks. I thought he played 30.
Yeah. One touchdown. That was to Waddles.
That was Brian Walters.
Brian Walters, who had 8 receptions on the season. 4 of them came in this game, by the way.
It was terrible. He had a much bigger role last year.
Robinson, 1 catch, 17 yards. He continues his disappointing season.
Oh yeah, he only has 600. He had like 14 or 1,500 yards last year.
Yep.
639 this year.
Yeah, it's not been a good year for the Jacksonville Jaguars. But then
the offensive line can't. I mean, I like the pieces that they got in the offseason. It's just that
I don't think they have a coach to really bring it together.
They couldn't stand up long enough. They were too busy being on their fucking back because they're not coached properly.
All right, so good win for Minnesota. They had to win one on the road. First road win since September.
Yep, exactly. That's a
a
long stretch there.
Yep.
Of mediocrity.
Detroit eliminates the Bears from playoff position, 20-17. In a game that nobody wanted to win.
Nope. Matthew Stafford, actually, he badly sprained his middle finger, and the word coming out of it is he has no control over the top half of that finger.
Yep.
So, and they say it's just hanging over, and it's not like you can't move it.
Yep. He's an MVP candidate. I will say that much. I think Matthew Stafford is a legitimate MVP candidate this season.
22 touchdowns, 7 picks. nearly 4,000 yards.
Yeah.
He has about almost 3,500 right now.
And his team is going to might win the division.
Yep.
It's a really tough stretch coming up.
Surprisingly, too.
Yeah.
They've played some good football this year.
They have, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I think the defense front that came together as a late.
Finally.
They've gone 7-1 in their last 8. Oh, sorry, 8-1 the last 9.
I mean, they finally got, DeAndre Levy finally came back.
Yep.
He's back finally.
And he's
he's that best defensive player hands down. But Tahir Whitehead also too.
Okay.
It's like the 2 stud linebackers on that team.
As for the Bears, I think they're just playing for playing for a quarterback now.
Yep.
They're playing to get either with Deshaun Watson or something like that. I really do need a new quarterback.
Although Matt Barkley is an awful quarterback, but he hasn't played bad since becoming the starter.
No, he hasn't.
It's just he can't run an offense from the beginning.
No.
He's got a big on him, but it's not.
I do think they have a running back to the future, and I think they have in Howard. I think they have a receiver definitely for the future, defending if Alshon Jeffrey stays in Chicago.
Jeffrey's gone. There's no way that he's coming back, or they'll be willing to retain him.
Yep.
John
Fox. I really do feel bad for John Fox.
I do too, because he is a borderline great head coach. He had a great team in Denver. In Carolina. He took a pitiful Carolina team to the Super Bowl.
Yep. In his first year.
And it's just he's out in Chicago.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
It is very unfortunate, but actually, that is a name I'd like to see go down to Jacksonville. Speaking of Jacksonville,
John Fox. Someone brings discipline.
Yes, exactly. And the fact that they're thinking about Jacksonville's thinking about bringing Tom Coughlin back, not as a head coach, but more in a front office type of role. I mean, he's 70 years old.
Yeah.
He's not. He's going to be there for a year or two, maybe 2 years.
Yep. One of the best coaches ever.
Oh yeah.
Tom Coughlin.
I have nothing but respect for Tom Coughlin.
I do. Won the national championship here at BC. Still
he was really a great coach for Jacksonville. But anyways,
good win for Detroit. Moving on.
Great win for Detroit. Then neither team wanted to win, but
you're maintaining their 2-game lead in the division. Jets win because San Francisco sucks and they blew a lead. Next, Russell Wilson.
And I'm also happy the Jets won too, because now that pushes them farther down in the lottery.
Yep.
In the drafts. So good. Keep winning.
Yeah.
Keep on winning.
Get
a few more wins.
Except for next week. That's
finish with at least 6 wins.
Yep.
So you can.
I don't think they will, but anyway. So Russell Wilson, he matches this season with 5 picks in this game, and I will say this: I watched them. I watched the game.
I watched the entire game too.
Most of them were not his fault. Receivers missed routes. Baldwin dropped the pass, which led to the interception.
Just an awful game.
Yeah, that's a bad game. Good to see Aaron Rodgers throw 3 touchdowns. It's always nice to see.
He had a great game. It's just Ty Montgomery continues his run as being a very okay running back.
They still need a running game. Green Bay
did have 45 yards receiving too, and 41 yards rushing. That might be a good role for him going on now. I mean, next year, I don't see them not bringing back Lacy.
Well, they are going to bring back Lacy.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't see them not. I think he's a free agent next year.
He's
James Starks looks like, I think he's locked up for another season.
Even though some people say that he's a fat running back, he's still good.
he's still one of the top. When healthy, he's still one of the top backs in the NFL.
So it's a good one for Green Bay.
And Devontae Adams had a massive game too.
It's a good one for Green Bay. That's now 3 in a row.
They needed to start winning.
Yep.
In order to be in contention.
Try to get into the wild card, or maybe even win the division, depending on if Detroit fumbles, like falters at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
New Orleans and Tampa Bay. 16-11, Tampa Bay wins in a very sloppy game.
Very sloppy game. It was a good win by Tampa Bay.
Yep.
Despite the very odd game by Jameis Winston, who for the first time in 56 career games dating all the way back to his time at Florida State, he did not throw a touchdown. That is a long streak that he had going on.
Yep. Doug Martin, 66 yards and a touchdown. Nice, good for him. Drew Brees, 3 picks.
3 picks, no touchdowns. Very odd to say that Drew Brees didn't throw a touchdown.
First time.
He usually throws about 5 a game.
Yep. So, yeah, big win for Tampa Bay to keep pace with the Atlanta Falcons and be in the playoff run.
That NFC South is going to be extremely interesting coming down to the final couple of weeks of the season here.
I think they've won 6 straight. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, that's right. They won 5 straight games. And,
they did, because they were like
6 of the last 7.
At one point, we thought they weren't going to make the playoffs. They were playing a really bad stretch of football.
Yeah.
And now, speaking of the team that's playing very good is the Atlanta Falcons.
42-14 over the pitiful LA, the LA Lambs.
Yeah, the LA Lames.
He went to the slaughterhouse, man.
They did go to the slaughterhouse, and just proving again why Kyle Shanahan can run an offense and is a potential head coaching candidate.
For this team, actually. He might be the coach of this team next year. Because Jeff Fisher was fired.
After this game.
Yep.
And they said Rex Ryan wouldn't make it past Monday. It is now Wednesday, and he still has a job.
Ready? And Fisher is now tied for the most career losses.
They were being nice to him. They didn't want him to set the record.
Come on, you need to set the record.
He set for 2 more freaking seasons too.
Yeah.
And he was like right below Belichick as
the longest tenured coach,
as the highest paid coaches. He was paid very handsomely to be shitty. Yep. So I think he was there for like 4.5 years. Maybe 5. This would have been the 5th year.
Yep.
Full 5th year.
Yep. And anyway, like people, I actually thought that was a good when they first brought
him in. I was super pumped because I liked the Rams then. I was super pumped when they got him because I'm like, okay, this is a very good head coach.
Yep.
With a great defense.
Yep.
Maybe he can turn this offense around. I don't think he made the playoffs at all.
What in LA? No,
not in LA. Back when they were in St. Louis, I don't think he came close like twice.
They went 8-8 consistently.
Yeah. 8-8, 7-9.
Yep.
But just an awful football team. They do have Jared Goff to build around though. He's very young.
And Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley too. If they can just fucking open up holes for him.
Get an offensive line. They drafted 12 offensive linemen.
They're all terrible.
Yeah, they're all bad.
They're all terrible.
He knows how to draft.
Greg Robinson can't stop getting penalized. Yeah. He's terrible. And the thing is too, if you've noticed this, Hard Knocks doomed this team from the start. Because they know Todd Gurley is the only player on this team who has a remarkable future ahead of him.
Yep.
They stack the box. You know what happens when you stack the box? You stop Todd Gurley.
Yep.
That was the worst thing that ever happened to the LA Rams was going on Hard Knocks to expose Todd Gurley.
Yep.
And that's the reason why he dropped off. He's only averaging 3.2 yards per carry.
I know.
Consider the fact that he rushed for 5 yards per carry last year as a rookie in like 13 games.
Oh, trust me, I know.
He was dynamic last year.
Trust me.
I thought after the season, I'm like, they found the next Steven Jackson. They found the next Marshall Faulk. But I'm gonna tone it back a little bit here.
He needs a good offensive line.
He needs an offense. If he has an offensive line in front of him,
yep.
If Les Snead gets off his fucking ass and signs someone who is a very good offensive lineman or a great offensive lineman, they will go. This team will be good to go because then Todd Gurley open up the holes for Todd to go through and he will run for 50 yards.
Good to see Atlanta. Well, Atlanta scored 42 points without the other. I think that's a...
Yeah, exactly. They didn't need it for this game anyways.
Big statement. All right. The Giants defeat the Dallas Cowboys 10-7 in a very dull Sunday night football.
Yeah, it was very defensive. It was a defensive showdown.
Yep.
This needed to happen.
Did the Cowboys lose?
Yeah.
Yep.
I've been a big Cowboys supporter this year.
I'm not.
I've always been a fan of the Cowboys. I love Dez, I love Dak, and Ezekiel Elliott. I think it's a very good football team.
At least we're consistent here.
And they needed to lose this game.
Yep.
Because I would not want them to see them go into the playoffs with however, 11.
They're an 11
13 or 14 game winning streak going into the playoffs.
15. It would be 15
going into the playoffs.
Yep.
They would lose in the first round because they have so much pressure. Now they can refocus and get back to the basics again. And, win the last 2 games of the season, go in a little bit of a momentum. And
you know what it is now, right? We're in the last month of the season. Which tells me some Dallas Cowboys fans here. My favorite month in terms of being a Dallas hater is December.
But they're not in that position though anymore.
Well, of course, they've already clinched. They're already in the playoffs. Yeah. They have to win the division. If they won this game, they would have clinched everything.
Yeah.
Because Seattle lost, and
arguably also Dak Prescott had his worst game as a pro.
Yeah. Did you hear Jerry Jones?
Terrible.
Did you hear Jerry Jones?
No.
He said, "Well, we're kind of going to be considering bringing back Tony for a starting."
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not. He literally said that.
You can't take away what Dak has done.
Exactly.
By putting in Romo now.
Not now, but I'm saying if he has a couple more games like this, we're considering to stub him out for Tony.
He's got fucking 20 touchdowns in the season.
4 picks.
4 picks. He's thrown 4 picks.
I know.
2 of them came in this game.
Yeah.
He hadn't thrown a pick in 7 games or whatever it was.
See, that's what I tell you. The only way the Dallas Cowboys will lose is by suicide.
Exactly.
They fuck themselves over. Which
Dak Prescott's having a phenomenal rookie season.
Yep.
And you want to take out that talent to put Antonio Romo for 2 games.
Ready? Here you go.
Ridiculous.
Time it right. I guarantee you, if they lose next week,
Romo's going to be week 17.
Romo will be starting.
Romo will be starting in the playoffs too.
Yep.
I guarantee it because
they'll be bounced out in the first round by the Giants. Proceed.
I'll laugh hysterically if that happens.
I will too.
That would be such a Cowboys move. Dak Prescott's having a phenomenal rookie year, and you yank the rug from underneath him, right when he's about to take this team to the promised land in a way.
And I am happy that's gonna happen. I'm rooting for Tampa this week.
Yeah,
I am rooting for Tampa.
I want Tampa to win that division.
Well, no, not because I want Tampa to win the division. Because I want to see what happens with that. Losing to Tampa at home. We'll do with Dallas. Anyway, Monday Night Football.
Zeke had a great game.
Yep.
But Eli Manning did not. Yeah, Beckham touchdown. Okay, move on.
The Patriots defeat the Baltimore Ravens 23 to 30. 30 to 23. I said it the opposite way.
They beat them. But the lower score.
Fluko. Right there. 324 yards, 2 touchdowns to the pick. And I'll put it like this game should not have been as close as it was.
Should not have been as close. Two massive miscues by the Patriots special teams, which for the first half of the game was terrific. Downing it down the 1 yard line and getting a safety. The 2 yard line, and just right now with 2 beautiful punts.
With the blocked field goal.
Yep.
Getting inside early. And gonna put us out here didn't that feel kind of like an FU of Jamie Collins? We're gonna take the most unathletic guy on the team in Shane McClellan, and we're gonna have him.
And he did it.
And he did it successfully. Doesn't that kind of it's suddenly not as cool as it was?
Yeah.
Kind of degraded a little bit. But Tom Brady had 3 touchdowns, should have been 4, but he threw a bad interception.
That was at the end of the first half, right?
Yeah.
Because the camera went out of focus, and all of a sudden they had the ball, and I was like, what the hell happened?
Eric Weddle got it. It was a bad throw, bad decision. Marty Bennett, 4 catches, 70 yards, touchdown, great touchdown catch. Malcolm Mitchell, 4 receptions, 41 yards and a touchdown. Judah Edelman, 15 targets, 7 touchdowns. 7 receptions, 73 yards. He should have had more.
Yeah.
And Brady flipped out in the sideline.
He has 791 yards at 79 receptions this year. Edelman, 2 touchdowns on the season. And the first one came a few weeks ago.
Yep. Chris Hogan. I'll have you do his stat line here.
7 fucking targets for 5 receptions, 129 yards, and a touchdown. That's painful.
And the touchdown was for what? What did that do?
Won the game.
Bingo! He started the game winner. Justin Tucker, really, I don't know why he was doing that offside kick.
I don't either.
I thought you were supposed to set up the ball on the tee when it falls off, and he didn't.
They just left it.
And I just saw Baltimore was kind of lazily going down the field. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then I figured out who their offensive coordinator was. Marty Morningway. You know who Marty Morningway used to work for? Andy Reid.
Yep.
In the Super Bowl. So, yeah. Andy Reid is responsible for the reason why the Baltimore Ravens have lost their balls. But to say the least, let's go with the Patriots.
Yep.
Best win of the year.
Yeah, you know, James White had a big game too in the receiving game.
Yep, that nice catch.
3 receptions. He got 3 targets. He caught all 3 receptions for 81 yards, including that massive run that he had that could have easily gone for a touchdown.
You know what I'm going to say, though? For the one big point I have with the Patriots, just sit down Cyrus Jones.
Yep.
I don't want to see him until August.
And there's one interesting name that's out on the market now that could help us with our kicking game. It is the greatest kick returner in the history of the National Football League in Devin Hester.
I don't want him.
I mean, it'll be interesting.
He's fumbled 5 times already, and he also screwed up the Baltimore.
I mean, it'd be interesting, but
it'd be interesting. I don't want him.
It's not. I mean, he's still really fast.
People love people just love the name. He's not the game. He's not the same guy.
He's not the game changer that he was with Chicago.
He fumbled 5 times, one more than Cyrus Jones.
And LeGarrette Blount continues his torrid.
Yep, over 1,000 yards, 14 touchdowns, which ties the team record with Curtis Martin.
The running back that got away.
Yep.
I look up every single time I see Curtis Martin in a Patriots jersey, it pisses me off that we let him go. Because he was such a great running. He was a Hall of Fame fucking running back. To the division rival of all people.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
To the Jets. But a good one for the Patriots. Bad loss for Baltimore because now they have to clean house the rest of the way, and they have to win in Pittsburgh.
Like I said earlier, I alluded to it earlier. I think Pittsburgh is in the driver's seat now.
They are, because here's the thing with the Baltimore game against Pittsburgh. It's at home.
Yep.
It's at home on Christmas Day.
Should be interesting.
Yep.
Christmas Eve, actually.
Christmas Day. It's not Christmas Day.
It is Christmas Day? I thought it was Christmas Eve.
No.
Because Christmas Day is basketball.
Christmas Day, right there. On 4:30.
So there is games on Christmas Day. I thought it was Christmas Eve and day.
Yeah, Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve has the more games.
Yeah.
And Christmas Day has 2 games. There's games on 4 days, by the way, on week 16.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're not talking about week 16. We're talking about week 15.
I thought it was just Christmas Eve. Interesting.
There we go. LA and Seattle. What's up?
The one of 2 Thursday night / Saturday.
I'm gonna take Seattle. I think I'm gonna go on a limb here and pick Seattle.
I'm gonna pick Seattle. I think Seattle bounce back, and I don't think the Rams. Well, the Rams always play them very good.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Patriots in the division. They always play us tough. St. Louis, LA always plays Seattle tough, but
I guarantee it's gonna be 3. I guarantee it'll be 3 interceptions and 2 that we return for touchdowns. Thrown by Jared. Miami and the Jets.
Thursday, Saturday night game.
Yep.
Thursday night football on Saturday, which makes 0 sense at all.
Miami and the Jets. At New York, Miami.
Matt Moore or Bryce Petty.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Miami on this one. Because Matt Moore, I'm going to take the more experienced veteran quarterback.
I'm going to go with the rookie. I'm picking the Jets. Because...
I know, it's tough to pick either one team in that one.
Fuck the Dolphins. Okay. Cleveland and Buffalo. I'm going to pick Buffalo. To go send the Cleveland Browns to 0-14.
It's literally possible they could go 0-18.
0-16.
16-18, I thought the 18 game schedule.
0-18. You're pitiful. Somehow you're mine.
You're pitiful, but somehow you keep losing and we keep putting you in the playoffs.
Green Bay and Chicago.
Green Bay.
Yeah,
I mean, Chicago, there's no... with the way that Rodgers is playing recently, and with a drop phone, it's going to be Green Bay in this one.
Yep. Tennessee and Kansas City. I'm going to take...
Kansas City's on a freaking roll.
I'm going to take the Chiefs at home.
I'm going to take the Chiefs. Plus, it's at home, too.
Yeah.
Be tough.
Jacksonville and Houston. Oh, my God.
Picking the upset.
You got it, Jacksonville?
Upset!
I will take the Brock Holt. We'll just bring him back to... Hey, he's from Houston. Why not? Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. I'm going to take the Steelers to officially eliminate the Bengals, and the Bengals will ultimately lose their minds.
Yep.
I think the Bengals...
They will still keep their fucking head coach.
Yep.
Guaranteeing it.
Ready?
Because they're in love with him.
Okay, so what's more likely to happen? Bengals, like... What's going to have more? Bengals touchdowns or Bengals fights? I'm going to say fights.
Oh, yeah, fights.
I'm going to say fights.
I love this rivalry. fight more. I want to see. I forgot.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. They fucking hate each other.
Yep.
I love this. I can't wait for that game.
The Battle of the Birds, Philadelphia and Baltimore. I think Baltimore bounces back from last week and they beat.
They won't catch Pittsburgh, but Baltimore will win this game.
I'll take Baltimore. This is a good one. Giants and the Lions. This is a really interesting game.
It's tough to pick because
you have a really good offense in the Giants, and actually a really good defense. I think in the Giants. And I was right on this. I think I called early in the season, like how the Giants' defense might gel together and make it 12-4. So I'm gonna pick the home team. I'm gonna pick the Giants to win.
I'm gonna pick the Giants too. I think the Giants have had a terrific season.
Yep. Indy and Minnesota. Ooh, that's tough. A team with a lot of injuries. Trey Floyd for the Vikings now in IR, so he's out for the rest of the year.
It's a massive loss for them.
Yep.
But with Adrian Peterson coming back to practice, maybe he might play this week.
If Peterson plays, I'm gonna pick Minnesota. If he doesn't play, I'm gonna take the better quarterback, and I'm gonna take the Colts on the road. Stuff, huh?
I'm going to go with the quarterback on this one, too. I'm going to go with the Colts. I mean, Andrew Luck's had a rough season, but I think he's still going to be able to beat. Minnesota's defense is just taking so many hits.
Yeah. All right, Saints, Cardinals. I'm going to take the Cardinals at home. David Johnson's probably going to go home.
Yeah. Cardinals at home for me also, too.
Falcons and the Niners, Falcons. Oakland and San Diego, tough
Battle of California.
Battle of California. Last time these two teams faced was probably one of the best games of the year.
Yep.
I expect the same thing. I'm picking Oakland to win
again. Division matchup, they always play each other really good.
Yep. Tampa and Dallas.
New England.
I forgot it.
New England.
Sorry, New England and Denver.
New England, and New England again.
I'm going to pick the Pats, but I'm taking the Pats. All right, good. Okay, so let's do a roundtable here for Tampa and Dallas.
Yep. Okay.
Yes, I haven't done this one. So better quarterback, Jameis Winston or Dak Prescott?
No, Jack Prescott.
Jack.
And his twin.
His twin Jack. Or Tony Romo, who he may
still famous Jameis Winston. I think Jameis is still the better quarterback of the three.
Zeke. Okay, I'm sorry,
Zeke. There's no competition there.
Yep. Receiver / tight ends. So it's either.
Oh, I'm gonna go the Cowboys.
Yeah. With
Dez and with Witten to get it.
Dez, Witten, Cole Beasley, Terrence Williams. Defense. I'm gonna go with the Bucs. I think they're the best.
Bucs have a better defense because
they have the best defensive player.
Even though Dallas played awesome defense last week, they ended up only 10 points.
Yep.
But it's been very.
But that's I think mostly the Giants.
I think just an aptitude of the Giants.
Eli just dropped the ball.
Yeah.
And plus, they have the best defensive player that Tampa does in Gerald McCoy. Head coach.
Oh yeah.
I hate both these coaches. I'll go like this. I'll be fully honest.
Derek Carter. You hate Derek Carter?
I don't know what he is yet.
I know. Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know what he is yet, and I think Jason Garrett's.
I was gonna take Garrett in this one because you gotta go with a more experienced head coach.
I'm gonna cop out here and say it's time.
I'm gonna go Jason Garrett.
All right. So I guess it's advantage to the Cowboys, but I'm picking the Bucs because I want to see this drama show continue. Go Tampa.
Give me number 88.
So he's gonna go with the Dallas.
Well, Dallas Cowboys.
Carolina at Washington. Norman's gonna pick. I want Norman.
This is gonna be a Norman game.
Yep, I'm gonna pick Josh Norman and the Washington Redskins.
I'm gonna pick same thing. Norman and the Redskins.
The Normskins. The Washington Normskins. That's good. All right, so now time for fantasy 4 players, I think.
I went last week first, so you go.
So I go. So for my quarterback, I'm gonna pick Derek Carr against the San Diego Chargers.
I'm gonna go Russell Wilson against the Rams.
All right. Running back, I'm gonna take Devontae Freeman against that pitiful Niners defense. Didn't go with my usual that I would usually pick.
David Johnson against New Orleans.
I wouldn't pick.
It was either David Johnson or I was going to go Zeke, but Tampa Bay has a good rush defense.
Yep. Receiver / tight end. I'm going to take... Shoot, who should I take it? I'm going to take Mike Evans against the Dallas Cowboys secondary.
I'm going to go the exact opposite. I'm going to go Dez.
I'm going to go Dez.
Dez, I think, Dez is unstoppable.
Even special teams, Seattle. Sorry. I got to take Seattle.
It's only fair because I picked Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Damn. You know what? Fuck it. No Buffalo.
Buffalo against Cleveland.
Against Cleveland.
All right. So now we're gonna do the.
Might not be wrong, but who knows?
All right. Since this is the last show that we're gonna be doing here, this is maybe your last show here. Yeah. So I want you to give. So I'm gonna do the awards. Well, first of all, we have it. So who is your MVP?
MVP. Ezekiel Elliott.
All right. Offensive Player of the Year.
I can't do. I don't know. Offensive Player of the Year. Tom Brady.
Tommy Brady?
I can't pick against. I mean, I'm going to go Zeke there, but I can't go against Tom for Offensive Player of the Year.
Defensive Player of the Year.
Good stuff. I'll pass it by so I can see. Defensive Player of the Year. Damn. I don't even know.
I got mine, but
I have no clue.
Yeah, like what? Marcus Peters, Von Miller.
I'll go Peters, definitely. Peters is having a great season.
5 picks so far.
He's incredible.
Coach.
I'll go Peters, definitely.
Best coach.
Bill Belichick. With what he had to go through, 3 quarterbacks in a season. Like, first of all, if you're a healthy team, you're not running 3 quarterbacks out there.
Yep.
First of all, the star quarterback of the team, the best quarterback in league history, was suspended the first 4 games of the season.
Mm-hmm.
The backup, Jimmy Garoppolo, was hurt, but when he played, he was really freaking good.
Yep.
And then you had Jacoby Brissett, who wasn't even close to being prepared, not even ready. I went to the game against Houston, where he won, and he was rushed for a touchdown. But other than that, his throws were off, and he was not ready.
All right, now what I call the fun awards, the bad ones. So, who has been the most disappointing player?
Disappointing to hear.
Biggest disappointment. I'm going to reduce it for player, coach, and team. So it's all
disappointing. Joe Hayden.
Joe Hayden, your biggest disappointment.
Going into the season, I thought he was going to be great. He just was not on the field, and when he was just not the Joe Hayden that he was before.
Mm-hmm. Team. A lot of contenders for this.
Team?
Yeah. It's a lot of contenders.
The New York Jets.
The Jets.
Going into the season, I thought the Jets were going to be a playoff team.
Yep.
And they had Marshall, Decker, Matt Forte they signed in the offseason.
Yep.
They had Revis.
Sheldon Richardson, Muhammad Wilkerson, Leo Williams.
If you look at this team on paper from week 1 when constructed, they look like a playoff contender.
Yep.
But when you lose, like I said, Matt Forte hasn't been good the past number of weeks.
Yep.
Marshall hasn't been good. Decker's out the season, and Revis got really old really fast.
And Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick was really bad. Their safeties weren't very good. Usually Kevin Pryor's usually a stud.
Yep.
Was not very good this year. The defensive line was being the defensive line, but that was it.
Coach. Who is the worst coach? A lot of contenders for this.
A lot of contenders. I'm not going to take the cop out here and go Hugh Jackson, because I think Hugh Jackson still, if he had a good football team, he'd take him to the playoffs.
He's in a bad situation.
He's in a very bad situation, but he could be a very good head coach. I'm going to say Mike McCarthy.
Mike McCarthy?
Yep.
I'm surprised you didn't go with the guy who just fired or Gus Bradley.
I'm going to go Mike McCarthy because that team, when healthy, is a Super Bowl contender.
All right, Ryan. All right. So that's going to do it for us. I got a lot back on my computer.
Anyways, while I'm doing that, please check out Wrestling Fortune 44. We say this every week, but I don't think we have enough people watching the show. Anyway, we're on it, as you can tell. We plug it every week, so in case you're watching this, which you most likely are.
Yep. You just watch it for the plugs.
You watch it for the plugs. We are plugging you again for the... I don't even know how many times we've done this.
You don't plug anybody else. You just plug your channel.
You just
watch... what was the other channel you want to plug? The CM Bros. Is that
CM Brothers.
CM Brothers channels.
CM Brothers, yes. I think that was it.
And that's it.
That's it.
So that's going to do it for us.
Either way, if you go on the most recent episode of Wrestling Fortune 44's Aftershock Corner, all the links will be in the description there.
Yep.
For whatever you need. Facebook's, everything's down there.
Yep. So that's going to do it for us. Enjoy your football, everybody, and I will be coming to you next week.
Yeah.
For this coming up for the last couple weeks.
All right. Depressing.
Goodbye.